Good morning. I'm going to take you guys on a day in the life, what I eat in a day type video today. And as usual, we are going to start with our porch chat. So I have actually been up for an hour and a half and I've already done my workout. I keep going back and forth between getting up early and doing my workout and then being like, no, I need more sleep. So I'll just do the workout later in the day. But then I'm finding that I'm not as consistent with doing my workout if I push it to later in the day. And it's one of those things where it's like, on paper, it's like, yeah, you could just do the workout anytime. You don't have to do it live on YouTube when it's live. You can just do it anytime. But behaviorally, I recognize that I am less likely to do it if I push it off to later in the day. So even though technically, yes, I could do the workout any time of the day, I'm just not getting it done. So I'm like, I need to just get up early and get it done. And then just try to be more consistent with going to bed by 10:30 at the latest, which I can usually do most nights. And that will give me 7 hours of sleep if I get up at 5:30 to do my 6 a.m. workout. Anyways, I'm trying to figure all that lifestyle stuff out. It's funny because I find it a whole lot easier to find time to take a nap in the afternoon than to get a workout in the afternoon. So I'm like, I'll just do the nap in the afternoon and wake up an hour and a half earlier. I still got high sleep scores for my night of sleep last night, so I'm gonna call it a win, and I got my workout in. Before my workout, I ate a banana and I brewed myself my cup of coffee with 20 grams of half and half. And I sipped on it a little bit before and during my workout, and I still have about that much left. So I heated it up and I'm going to sip on it here while we have our porch chat. So today I'm going to be home most of the day, but I do have my Azure Standard order to pick up. I've talked about Azure Standard a few times on here. It is a bulk health food buying program where you can get some good deals if you buy large quantities of certain things. So we get our chicken feed, the components that we use to put together our chicken feed from Azure Standard. They have like animal grade grains and things like that we put together for our chickens. And then I also get a variety of other groceries and different things. You always have to, check prices. Costco is oftentimes cheaper on certain things, but then Azure Standard, it's not cheaper across the board on everything, but they do have a lot of great options, a lot of organic options and kind of like health food type options. And you can get some good deals if you buy in bulk. You can buy, just a single pack of things as well, but that's going to be about the same price as the grocery store. But if you buy like a full case of something, that's where you get the discount. So anyways, I'm going to be going to pick up that order today. The shipping is not directly to your house. It comes on a truck and there's one drop point. Someone volunteers to be a drop point and then everybody comes and picks up their order from them after it's dropped off. So it's supposed to be dropped off today around 11:30. So I will head over there around noon when I get the text that it's ready. And I will show you what I got there. And then I just wanted to answer a quick question from my comments. That's been fun getting a few like frequently asked questions answered here in my porch chats. And this one was from Diamond K67. And she's asking about my new high carb diet plan where I'm doing fruit fasting in the morning and then more protein, starch, low-fat meals in the afternoon and evening. They ask, does it get tiring eating so much sweet food? I always want salty if I eat something sweet. And the answer is, if I were to do like fruit fasting all day, yes, I would get very tired of it. By the afternoon, I am ready for something savory for sure. I do feel very satisfied in the morning with the fruit. I think there's a helicopter going around, so I don't know if that's loud or not, but it's been circling. Anyways, so I do find that by the afternoon, I'm really ready for something savory, but for the morning, I actually really, really enjoy the sweet. Like when I have a sweet breakfast, I'm not craving savory at that point. But if I push it too long, my body's like, okay, we're done with the sweet, we're ready for the savory. And that's why I haven't been using as much of my like meal replacement shakes and protein powders and stuff like that. Protein powders and yogurt. I love all of those things. But after I've eaten fruit for the first part of the day, And when I'm ready for a protein meal, I really want it to be savory. So I tend to go towards the whole food options, the meat, the starch, potatoes or rice or chickpea pasta or beans, and then the veggies. And so I have found that with this shift in my diet, I have been naturally going more towards just whole foods all day. I don't have the draw to eat as much processed food. And I mean, even good processed food, because I do think that there is good processed food like Equip protein powder and different things like that. But it's been interesting to just watch, and goes back again to that behavioral thing. It's like on paper, yeah, I could just have all these things and they totally fit into my plan. But behaviorally, I'm just not feeling as drawn to eating them just because of the way that my diet is set up. So that's kind of interesting, just very much on a whole foods diet. I'll also answer this other question really fast because it's really simple. And I've gotten it a few times from people, so I really wanted to touch on it. The question is, do you use oil on the starch/protein meals? And the answer to that is sometimes, but it's usually very minimal. If I need to use some oil for something, like if I'm frying something in a pan, I'll put, you can get away with a couple of grams of avocado oil or tallow, something like that. And you don't need a lot. So it's not something that I've like sworn off completely. There are no off-limit foods in my diet right now. I can eat whatever I want basically. But I'm trying to keep things in certain proportions. So even though I can have tallow and butter and things like that, I just use less of it. And so oftentimes I don't need to use any. I don't need to use any exogenous fat because whatever I'm cooking either doesn't need it or already has some fat in it. And that's usually plenty. But if I do need a little bit, I will use a little bit. So I am going to sip on my coffee, and pretty soon I am going to need a bigger meal because I only had that one banana before my workout. So I'm going to be pretty hungry pretty soon. I think I'm going to sip on my coffee, go do my red light therapy, and then at that point throw together some kind of a bigger meal. I do want to say thank you to Element for sponsoring the video today. Element is a longtime sponsor of my channel, and I'm very grateful for the way that they support me to allow me to make free content for all of you guys. I love that I am able to pick sponsors that resonate with me, and Element definitely does. I have been using Element on a daily basis for I think almost 3 years now, and I love it. The flavors are fantastic. And this is another one of those behavioral things because yes, I could mix up, and I have mixed up my own electrolytes with salt and different, components. And Element actually has a recipe on their website for homemade electrolytes. If Element is not in your budget, they totally understand that and have that available. So check that out for sure. I have done that before, and I find that I am just not consistent with taking it because I don't enjoy it. It's like drinking tears. It's just like salt water. And so yes, on paper, it will replenish your electrolytes. But behaviorally for me, I find that having that delicious flavor that Element brings just makes me more consistent. And once I was more consistent with taking my electrolytes, that's when I saw all of the benefits. So that's one reason that I really love Element. And if you want to try out Element, see if it's right for you, you can get a free sample pack just by using my link, drinkelement.com/indigo, drinklmnt.com/indigo. Click the link, it's in the description, clickable, and go to the website, order anything from the website, and you will automatically get an 8-stick sample pack added to your order. The 8-stick sample pack has 2 of each of 4 of their most popular fruit flavors, so you can test out all the favorites. Thanks again to Element for sponsoring the video today, and I'm gonna sit and enjoy my coffee for a little bit and get some more sunlight in my face before I get started on the day. I just finished my red light therapy, turning off. And I was hydrating while I was doing it, so it was fantastic. I'm gonna have a fruit breakfast. I have about 7-ish ounces of grapes and about 10-ish ounces of watermelon. I'm having a late morning snack of 1.5 ounces of dates, 1.5 ounces of figs, and a banana. I am on my way to pick up my Azure Standard order. It's a pretty big order because it has a bunch of chicken feed components in it, and some other fun stuff. The chicken feed is not the fun stuff, at least not for us. It is for the chickens. But I will show you that after I get it. I can't really film when I'm there picking up because it's awkward. It's somebody's house. Don't want to do that. So when I get home, I will show you everything that I got. Okay, all these big bags are the chicken feed, corn, oats, and barley. And then these 3 boxes here on top are the ones that are for human consumption. Okay, I got some brown rice cakes. I've been enjoying the occasional rice cake, and the kids have been loving them. And Renee loves seaweed, and so I grabbed these. They looked really good, tamari and seaweed. I'm gonna have to try some of these when I get inside. But they are organic. And then they had, and I think these were new, like 4 different kinds of dates that I have never tasted. Ajwa dates. I'm gonna try those. I picked 2 to try. I don't really know anything about them. I was just like, I'll try these 2, and maybe next order I'll try the other 2. So I got those. And this is Barhi dates. So we'll give those a taste test. That'll be fun. This was another thing I saw that looked kind of fun. It is brown rice mochi, steam pounded sweet brown rice. I'm gonna have to figure out, you're supposed to fry them, I think. I knew Renee would love these. She loves like crispy rice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with this. If you guys have any ideas about this, let me know. Because we've never had it before, not mochi like this. And then the last thing here is just another box of the einkorn flour. I get the 10 bags of the 10 2-pound bags. They're cheaper per ounce every time, because they do have 10-pound bags also, but for whatever reason they're just a little more expensive per ounce. And these are really convenient because I just take 1 whole bag, and I have my recipe figured out for my bread to use just 1 whole bag, so I don't have to measure, just dump it in. And I do have that recipe on my channel. I will put a link up in the cards to my einkorn bread recipe, but we love einkorn flour. We use it for all kinds of things. I made an apple crisp yesterday, or an apple cobbler actually yesterday with einkorn flour, and it was delicious. What do you think?
That was so good.
Tamari seaweed rice cakes. What do you think?
They're really good.
Really good. Yeah, we tried the, what was the other tamari seaweed thing we tried? Rice crackers. Mm-hmm. I think they didn't have as much flavor as these rice cakes do. Mm-hmm. They're really yummy.
Well, now
I am throwing together my dinner. I have some of this vegetable mix frying up, and I have leftovers that need to be worked through. So I'm going to stir fry in some rice. I'm going to stir fry in some of these cranberry beans that I cooked a while back. And then I'm going to have a side of corn on the cob. I am also going to drink this pink lemonade kombucha. Here is my dinner, and I forgot to mention, oh, here come the yellow jackets. I forgot to mention there's chicken in here also, some shredded chicken. So it is beans, rice, chicken, veggies, and I did a drizzle of barbecue sauce over the top and a huge ear of corn with some seasoning on it, and the rest of my kombucha. I haven't had my AG1 yet, so I'm mixing that up. And I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it yet, but that's a sneak peek. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I had my last meal at about 4:30, I think, something like that. And so not my last meal of the day. And Charity is making pizza for dinner with einkorn bread, or einkorn crust. We do the same recipe that we do for our no-knead einkorn bread. And you kind of have to smear it on the pan to make dough. You can't use your fingers, it's too sticky, but you kind of smear it out flat, and then you bake it for like 10 minutes, and then you can top it and bake it again. So she's making that tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a pizza. I've been fairly low on fat today, so I can do some cheese, I can do some pepperoni, nothing's off limits really. I just, fit it into my desired macros. So I'm going to be doing that. And so I will show you that when it's ready. It's like almost 6 o'clock now. So I think it's about time to get the dough out and spread it out. So dinner will probably be somewhere around like 6:45 or 7.
just sit down. Hold on.
All right, everyone's making their own pizza. So the ice cream scoop works well to scoop the dough out.
I want to use cookie
You
cutters.
can't use cookie cutters on pizza dough. What, Renee?
I'm using all the cheeses.
All the cheeses.
You can put yours in the oven?
Yeah, in a minute.
Oh.
So put it in sideways there. Flake salt for the crust. Oh, can you get the Italian seasoning, Charity? Levi's is done and he's already digging in. Charity's is done. She loves the pineapple on the pizza. We have a few that love pineapple, a few that don't. It's a mixed house. This one is mine. Got mushrooms, olives, peppers, pineapple. I do like pineapple. A little bit of pepperoni, Parmesan, mozzarella. I think that's it. Mushrooms. Did I say mushrooms? This one is Renee's, simple with just pepperoni. Talia's, she loves the bell peppers and olives. And Jeff's, all the good stuff. Headed down to the basement for movie night, movie and pizza night.